I hope you guys all had a wonderful Christmas vacation, New Year's vacation. We spent 2 weeks back in Nebraska with family and friends, got a visit, ate way too much. I don't even know if my airplane will take off anymore, as much weight as I probably put on, but not getting back on the scale till February 1st, so we'll see where we're at there. Goals for 2024 for Drew's Precision. First goal I'm going to tackle is uh, is mastering how to carbon fiber wrap barrels. Everybody keeps asking me about it. I actually have a meeting with a PhD, a doctor in carbon fiber from some big uppity university today, and we're going to talk about the different methods. So that's exciting. Working on being able to offer carbon fiber barrel wraps for our customers. Never done it once in my life, but starting to research that process. Second thing I'm doing, this will probably be after the carbon fiber wrapping, but I'm going to try and get into doing flutes. I know there's a couple guys that every time I post anything, they say, "Hey, Dustin, do you flute barrels?" Um, no, need to learn how to do that. I'm actually looked at a couple different CNC mills to do fluting, and I'm looking for one with the C rotary axis or a fourth axis so I can do spiral fluting. So them are the two big additions that we're looking to offer to the shop. Before we can start tackling that, I had a bunch of 5-minute jobs I need to get done. And anything in machining, nothing's a 5-minute job. First thing I need to do is, now that we're contouring our own and are polishing them, I need to make a bunch of bushings here that screw onto the back of the barrel. And I need to cut a 30-degree chamfer in there. I have been just putting the live center in the back of all my barrels to polish them, but unless I'm really careful, I'm worried about scratching up the back of the chamber. It ain't happened yet, but I can just foresee it happen. So I'm going to make a bunch of bushings that screw on the back of my barrels. I go in here for our barrel polishing jig. I mean, it doesn't sound like a lot of work, but you got Remington, Tikka, Howa's Metric, Seiko. I think they're the same as Tikka. Mossberg, they're different. I think the Rugers are different, so got to make quite a few of them. No big deal. Be a fun project to do. Probably do a video of them. I've been clamping around the outside of the actions that I have to torque them. I'm going to try and get away from that to save me all the math to measure the distance out. So I'm going to make internal action wrenches. This one I believe this was for a Howa. Um, I was pretty proud how this one come out. It almost looks like I knew what I was doing. But yeah, this is for a Howa action. I'm going to make them for Remington because the one I bought for Remington and Savage broke on me. And then I'm also going to make it for a Seiko and any others that come in the shop. I'm just going to stop and knock it out so I have all the action wrenches so I can just put a torque wrench in it and be done. Next thing I need to do, so this is first, this is probably going to be second. My gang tooling bar is absolutely amazing. And what made it even more amazing is learning how to do work, shift, offsets. Maybe I'll do a video about that, but long and the short of it, it's just CNC lingo code. This thing works awesome. The only issue is, when I made it, I used all carbide tooling. Drilled all the holes, everything was fine. I knew it was hard, but this stuff is so hard, a tap will not touch it. I mean, it dulls a tap going into it. So if you guys ever are building tooling that takes a while to build like this, drill a hole in it and make sure you can tap it if you're planning on doing it. In this one, I countersunk nuts and welded the nuts in it, but the nuts are pushing out. You can see I had to tack them here again. Gonna change it for the last time. I keep saying that, but this should be the final rendition of it. You got a piece of cold roll, it's pretty easy to machine. I'm going to take this and just go out with it, and I want to get rid of these bushings. and just go directly into the block. So I just have a set screw that goes straight in the block that holds my boring bars. So that's going to be probably my second project. And now that I've done it enough times, I'll probably do a video on that. Probably do a video on these. We'll see. 5-minute projects are going on. Yesterday, I had to repair my carbonator pump. I was just using the Haas pump, but I went back to a carbonator pump, and the reason I did that is the Haas pump didn't have enough pressure, and it started cavitating once it couldn't get rid of the pressure. The carbonator pump should work much better than it did in the past. The last carbonator pump I had, I think it went to 140 psi, and this one's 60, but the 60 psi one might not be enough playing with it to begin with. So if I have to get another one, I'll update you guys on that. Goes from my juice in the bottom here up through a filter. What killed my old carbonator pump is I wasn't running a filter on it. So if you guys are running a carbonator pump, be sure to put a filter on the suction side. I killed mine in short order doing it. Just got in a hurry. You know how that goes. So yeah, filter, juice comes up here, through the filter, into the carbonator pump. This goes to my manifold. Got that all licked. Not sure if you guys knew, I started doing chambers rigidly. I made gang tooling, boring bar that goes 360 degrees, up, down, axially, and then angularly it can adjust. And then I made a block. This is another 5-minute job that takes Morris taper number 4s, go in here. This is all machined so it's perfectly level and perfectly centered up to the bore of my machine. And I ordered a Morris taper number 4 adapter for this that screws in, and it has threads on the back. And the threads is so I can put a bolt in here and suck it up tight. When you start wrenching on that thing, it can move. And when you're dealing with tents, I don't want it to move. So that's that. Another little update on tooling. I sold my lathe. A lot of you guys probably don't know that on YouTube, but on my Facebook clan, I keep that pretty updated. I sold it with my CA tool post. The CA tool post was too big for this lathe with this block here. So when I bought this lathe, it came with a BXA tool post. So I've been using it, and believe it or not, the rigidity has been enough where I don't think I need a CXA tool post. And when I say too big, when I put my barrel profiling jig in it, there wasn't enough room behind here to get to the barrels. So switched over to a BXA tool post, and I got way more room to do my barrel contouring on this machine now. Tooling wise, if I get enough interest for it or guys are interested, I bought a couple boring bars heads to make rigid tool holders like so. Not for sure if I'm going to offer them or not, but guys that are dealing with chatter, get a hold of me. I could probably knock you one out and to make you guys rigid tool holders. Nice thing about these is you could switch them out to Morris taper. You could switch them out to about whatever shank. You can mount them in a tool post. You can mount them in your tailstock, even though anybody that chambers with a tailstock I think is nuts. And then you can mount a block on your lathe like I did permanently that's perfectly rigid, and you don't ever have to worry about it moving. So that's a little bit rambling about my 5-minute jobs. Um, yeah, that's kind of what's on our goal this year. Kind of what I'm going to focus on. So, anyways, if you guys got big projects, kind of share them to me. I'm always interested to see what everybody else is doing with their time. Anyways, as always, thanks for watching, and God bless.